Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we will be discussing variable versus absorption costing. This video is specially made for the CPA student or any other student who is taking the cost accounting or any relevant course in their university or college. Most students lose marks on this topic just because not it is considered a hard topic, but because they misunderstood the key concepts. Today, we will be diving into the difference of variable versus absorption costing with some examples. The learning objective is variable versus absorption costing methods. In this video, I'll explain it in the simplest way possible, show you how to solve the exam solutions. If you're preparing for the CPA, this is extremely important topic for both the MCQs and case writing. By the end of this video, you'll understand the key concept, the differences between the variable and absorption costing, and how the profit changes in both the costing methods, and how to answer the question in exam confidently. Let's start with it. First is variable costing. What is variable? Variable means anything that changes with the production. It includes only, as the name suggests, variable manufacturing cost, first of all. So when we're talking about the manufacturing cost, which means any direct material which changes with the production, direct labor, and variable overhead costs, which could be any other cost which is variable to the production, such as this could be the selling cost or any other overhead cost. Next is fixed overhead, which is usually expensed immediately. We do not consider it as a product cost, which means not inventoriable cost. It is considered as a period cost. Variable costing just focus on the contribution margin. So whichever way we calculate a contribution margin is similar to variable costing. So in simple words, variable costing uses the contribution margin formula. What is the contribution margin formula? Which means sales minus variable expenses is considered a contribution margin. On the other hand, we have absorption costing. It includes both the variable as well as the fixed manufacturing cost in the inventory. So the key difference is what happened to the fixed overhead. Do we expense it now or we include it in the inventory? Here is the easiest way to remember. Variable costing focuses on the contribution margin, which means sales minus variable expenses minus any fixed cost. Then they get to the variable costing. In absorption costing, it focuses on the gross margin, which means sales minus cost of goods sold. And absorption costing is used for the external reporting. Usually whenever we hand it over for the external stakeholders, they prefer absorption costing because it's compliant with the GAAP. And we always include fixed overhead in the inventory. Next is the visual flow. Always remember variable is sales minus variable cost, which is contribution margin minus fixed expenses, then you get your profit. Again, like we reiterate in the previous slide, absorption is sales minus full complete cost of goods sold, including variable cost of goods sold and fixed cost of goods sold. You'll get your gross margin and then you subtract expenses from it in order to get your profit. So we might be thinking about it's the same business, but there are two different ways to calculate the profit. Why? The key difference is inventory. Let's look into an example. Again, the key difference before we dive into the example is what? Inventory. Which inventory are we specifically talking about? The treatment of fixed manufacturing overhead. In variable, we expense fixed manufacturing overhead. And in absorption costing, we capitalize it in the inventory. So the key to remember in variable costing, we expense it as a product, as a period cost. And in the absorption, we capitalize as a product cost in inventory. So let's look into an example. The company produced 1000 units. They sold 800, which means the ending inventory is 200 units. 1000 minus 800. The fixed overhead is 10,000 in dollar value. Variable cost is $20 per unit, and the selling price is $50. We'll solve for the variable costing first. Sales is 800 units times $50 per unit is 40,000. Variable cost is 800 units times $20 for variable cost per unit is 16,000. So 40,000 minus 16,000 is 24,000. Less, we're subtracting the fixed overhead in a dollar value of 10,000. 24,000 minus 10,000 is 14,000. It's like contribution margin, where you subtract sales, variable cost, and then you get contribution margin, and then you subtract the fixed overhead, and then you get your profit, which is $14,000 in variable costing. As simple as the contribution margin. Next is absorption costing. It's like a traditional way of calculating in our profit and loss. What we do in profit and loss, we get the sales, 800 times 50, 40,000. Cost of goods sold here will include everything. Will include the fixed as well as variable. So remember, we sold 800 units. Earlier in variable, we only considered $20 per unit in variable, but here we are considering $10 for the fixed as well. So we had given 10,000 into fixed overhead cost. 10,000, remember? And then we had 1000 units produced. 10,000 divided by 1000 is 10. So we got $10 per unit. So we have $20 as a variable per unit for cost of goods sold, and then $10 from the units produced. Remember, 10,000 was given, and then we divided by 1000. We got $10 per unit, and then that's how we got 30 here. So it's 24,000. Then we subtract sales from the complete cost of goods sold. Variable plus fixed is 16,000. It is higher due to inventory deferral. What is inventory deferral? It means we are delaying the expense. We are not expensing it as a period cost, but we are expensing it as a product cost. So we're delaying the expense of fixed manufacturing overhead by including it right now into the inventory instead of expensing it immediately. Next, you have two ways to verify your calculation. First is you're gonna do the changes in the inventory. So we know the changes in inventory was $200, 200 units, sorry, times $10 per fixed overhead per unit. So that's how we got 2000. Next is you subtract the complete absorption costing from variable, you'll get 2000 as well. So this is how you can cross-check your. The reason behind is the change in inventory. In variable, we only take as per contribution margin the number of units sold. But in absorption, we use the number of units produced for fixed manufacturing overhead unit calculation. So that's why we had difference of 200 units into the beginning inventory and the ending inventory times the fixed overhead per unit, 2000. So that's how you verify. That's your profit will reconcile if you subtract the total profit from absorption costing minus profit from the variable costing 2000. So if this matches, your calculation is absolutely right. The only difference is changes in inventory times the fixed overhead per unit. Always remember, if production increases, absorption profit will also increase because absorption consider complete cost of goods sold, including the fixed manufacturing cost. However, variable is only using variable. They're only considering the number of units sold, so the profit remains stable, thus irrespective of when the production increases or decreases. Next, we have a scenario for CPA. Always address the main concern, which is company may overproduce the units to increase the profit. For whom? For a manager. So that's an ethical issue. So always discuss the ethical issue, what impact it will have on the performance. In order to get the higher bonus or incentive, manager may overproduce so that they get more bonuses, depends on their profit. And then you give the recommendation which method to use, which is always we prefer to use variable for internal. Next is always, like I said, we're going to reiterate the incentive problem, explain the absorption distortion, which is usually how it's include the fixed overhead into the inventoriable cost. So there is always an incentive problem in this kind of scenarios. Profit might be artificially inflated by the managers so that they get the bonus. So recommendation always will be variable costing for decision making. Internal, because in this the number of units produced are not impacting anything on the variable costing calculations. The common mistake the students usually do, they forget about the inventory changes. It's very important to address that. They're mixing the contribution margin and the gross margin, and they're not explaining the reasons behind the profit differences. Always remember the reason. What's the reason? The reason is changes into the inventory times fixed overhead per unit. That's the change in the difference between the variable and the absorption. The key idea, absorption profit increases with production, variable remains same and stable. Variable costing is used for better decision making. Absorption is required for reporting. The key difference is fixed overhead treatment. Now we're going to go over a few basic MCQs. The first one is, when is absorption profit higher? It is higher when production is more than sales. When we produce more, then the profit will be higher because it is impacted by fixed overhead treatment. Next is, which costing is better for the season? It's always variable. It's better for the season because there's an incentive problem with the number of units produced. Next one is, the key exam details and the tips are, always watch for the inventory changes, always reconcile the profit, and always explain qualitatively in your cases. Whatever we discuss is these three main tips. So just make sure you always address the inventory changes. Inventory changes is the main differences, fixed overhead treatment. And you reconcile the profit with the formula changes in the inventory times fixed overhead per unit, and explain qualitatively in your cases. Again, we're going to summarize. Variable is used for decision making. Absorption is used for reporting to the external stakeholders. Key differences, fixed overhead treatment. If you understand this and you're already ahead of your studies now, You may go ahead and perform your calculations and do some practice cases or questions. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much.